Hey guys, welcome to my NHL 23 wish list. So we're going to start talking about NHL 23 pretty soon, but I think it was a good idea to start talking about wish lists because it's pretty early in the new year and we have a pretty long time until NHL 23 is actually announced and when we actually get some news. So I think it's a good time to start talking about wish lists and ideas for the game and everything like that. So maybe somehow, some miracle, like EA might see this video or one of the developers might see this video and like, hey, that's a good idea. I should pitch it to whatever. But I think it's a good idea to start talking about NHL 23 now in the month of February just for wish lists. So this is going to be part 1 of my NHL 23 wish list. So part 1 will include my wish list, part 2 and maybe part 3 will include your guys' wish list. So if you guys have a wish list for NHL 23, put it in the comments down below. Put it in the order that I do it, like just like a single line and numbered from 1 to 5. So have 5 things. Have 5 things that you want in NHL 23. So I got about 20 things in my wish list, and my wish list mostly surrounds be a pro and everything like that, because that is the main series that I do on my channel. That is the main game mode that I play personally. Now there's obviously, I do play online, I do play EA SHL clubs, I do play with my friends, so there's a couple things in there that's included to actually try to improve that experience for me, and I think a lot of people would like one of these things to actually happen in EA SHL online, especially with clubs and everything like that. So but we're going to start off with number 1, Olympic hockey in-game / be a pro. So since we had like the teaser pretty much saying that we are going to the Olympics, like the NHL players are going to the Olympics, and then the NHL pulled out because of what's going on in the world and all that stuff, I think we should have it in the game and also in be a pro also. I think it would be a good addition to the game overall. It'd be kind of like the World Juniors where they had that, and maybe you have like a tournament type of style game mode that is separate in the game. I think that would be a really good idea. I think it would be really awesome to have Olympic mode, or have it in be a pro where you actually have a chance for your be a pro character to actually go and actually play on your Olympic team or your Olympic roster or whatever country that you decide your be a pro is from. Then you would actually get to have a chance to actually play in the Olympic team, and I think it would be a really good addition to be a pro, and I think it would be a good addition to the game overall, because the World Juniors was an excellent mode. Like, it was really fun to play, and I would love to see that with Olympic, and maybe they'll add it NHL 22. They added the World Juniors just surprisingly. So I don't know why they couldn't add Olympic hockey in-game / like be a pro and stuff like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun to actually have that kind of like that kind of like thing to play, to take a break from either online when you're getting frustrated online, or you don't want to play be a pro anymore. You just want to jump into something fun and casual. I think that would be actually really fun to actually have. Alright guys, coming at number 2, we got be a pro training mode. I know a lot of people wanted this. I wanted this. I personally want this in NHL, and with be a pro obviously have training mode. Obviously they have some type of training mode already in be a pro, but I'm really talking about like you actually take control. You actually jump on like the practice ice and maybe practice on your face-offs. Maybe you do like 5 or 6 face-offs in a row, or even 10 face-offs, or you want to work on your hitting. You can work on like get 10 hits, or you can work on your board play where you can actually go get trapped in the corner and try to work that puck out, and then all that stuff. Or you could jump into be a goalie and actually practice goalie in training mode and actually have that type of thing in be a pro. Will be a lot of fun to actually have, and it'll be a good addition to the game. It'll be a good addition to be a pro to me personally, and I see a lot of things that they could add to be a pro with this training mode and everything like that. You earn like extra XP, maybe like since they have like this like kind of like the sponsor deals in Be a Pro right now, where you can sign, like, you can get trading cards, or you can get like cereal boxes and everything like that. Maybe they can implement that, like, if you complete these many challenges in the year in training mode, you unlock this sponsorship. Sorry, this sponsorship. And I think that'll be a really good idea and a really good addition to Be a Pro, just to kind of mix it up with Be a Pro, because after a while you play in Be a Pro, it gets kind of stale. It really does. It really gets kind of stale with Be a Pro currently and everything like that. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to add a training mode, to add that type of thing to the game. I think it'll be a good addition to the game. Alright guys, coming at number 3, one of the most wanted things in NHL game for quite a while now is PC port. Yes, people want to see NHL on PC, and I want to see, currently I don't have a gaming PC. I don't have the capabilities to play the game on PC, but it would be awesome for the PC race, the PC master race, to actually have access to this game, to NHL. I think it'll be really fun to actually have it on PC and see what they can actually come up with, because there's a lot of things that the PC community can actually come up with, like either with mods or like just mods in general. I think it'll be a good addition to the game, and actually be a lot of fun to see what they actually add for mods and everything like that, and see the path that goes on. Because with mods, you could pretty much change up the entire game if you're good enough at actually making those mods. And even if they make one port, maybe they make NHL 23 the game to be on PC, and they don't make NHL 24 to be on PC. PC modders can make NHL 23 play like NHL 24. Like, that's how good people are when it comes down to PC modding and PC game modding. It's absolutely insane, and they can come up with some crazy things. By instance, having all the mascots facing off against each other in like a play now, or like a tournament. Imagine having multiple mascots, like the same mascot for the team, but have it the entire team to be that one mascot. I think it would be actually kind of cool. I seen an NCAA like football. I see that every single year from Browman or Ray is Jr. He does that. He does that thing with NCAA football. He does like the mascot thing. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be pretty cool in NHL, and I believe the PC can do that. I believe people on PC can actually make that happen. I don't know if you can make it happen on PlayStation or Xbox. I would love to know if you can actually do that on PlayStation and Xbox. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to actually have some type of modding when it comes down to NHL games, to see what they come up with. So the next thing I want to talk about is custom team logos. Now I'm talking about like fully customized team logos, not the logos that EA gives you, and you can you can't really mess with them. You can't really like mess with them, and you can't add stuff to them and stuff like that. I mean like really custom team logos, like you jump into Photoshop or Paint or a website that you can make your own stuff, right? And actually import that into NHL 23, and you can actually use it offline. Or if there's a way you could actually do it online, or they put it online, I think there'd be a lot of things wrong with that, to put it actually online and everything like that, because teams or people can really push it too far with everything. And if you give somebody the capability of doing or making a logo look like anything, a lot of people will push it over the edge. And that's why I think like offline is not a bad thing, because offline you can't hurt anyone, you can't offend anyone or something like that. But if they do it online, maybe they put it in place. Like I was thinking about this, like maybe you put something in place where you upload the photo to online to the EA servers, and you have to wait like 24 or 48 hours before that gets approved and somebody will have to take a look at it and like determine if it's genuine, if it's real, or if it's just a troll, or somebody's trying to offend somebody, or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe something to put that in place to actually put it online, because I think having custom team logos will be absolutely huge in NHL 23. We need more customization when it comes down to custom teams in NHL 23 anyways. So if we take that one small step at a time, like we asked, like, oh, maybe put in hex values for the coloring, or maybe put custom team logos, or maybe have the ability to add sponsors to the jerseys, the helmets, the pants, just like the European teams do. Give us that choice to actually customize our teams a little bit. I think it'll be a pretty cool addition to NHL 23. You guys can let me know on what you guys think so far about my NHL 23 wish list. But let's move on to the next one. All right, so this is a pretty big one, and I think a lot of people will agree with this. Having better EASHL playoff finals. Maybe go back to the old finals. I quite like the old finals a lot better than the new finals, because it gave everyone a chance to actually win. You may not win every single time, but give you an actual chance to actually win. So if you guys are not familiar, or you kind of forgot what the previous finals were, you had 2 games. You had 2 games to win, I believe 7 or 6 games. I believe it was one of them, 7 or 6. You had 2 chances to win 7 games in a row. You actually had to win them in a row, because if you lose one game, you gotta start all over again. So you had 2 chances. I think it was a really good idea. It was a really good thing to put into the game, and I think it was a lot more fun than the current finals is. Because in the current finals, it's just glitchy teams that are pushing, like, just really giving nobody an opportunity to actually win, like an average team to actually win the finals. You see, like, the finals end, and you see the teams are going 200 wins and 2 losses. No average team can beat that. No average team can do that. And you're not giving everybody an opportunity to actually get a chance to actually win the finals and win a trophy. I think having better EASHL finals, playoff finals, I think we go back to the previous ones. I think we go back to the old ones, because I think that's a lot better for everyone. I think a lot more people would have fun with it. A lot of people will have more competition. Only having 2 chances really goes, like, you really need to, like, win. But in the new finals, if you lose 1 or 2 games, you're pretty much done. You gotta win every single game, and you cannot lose. And you gotta win every single game until the playoffs end. And that's usually 2 weeks, isn't it? Like a week or 2 weeks. You gotta play the finals for like a week or 2 weeks, and you gotta play non-stop, and you can't lose. You have to win pretty much every single game. Like these, I'll call them bot teams, where they have multiple people, like hundreds of people playing on the same team multiple times, so like multiple time zones, so they can play non-stop. That's how they do it. That's how they get like the 100, 200 wins and like only 2 losses and stuff like that. You have to have a bot team to actually win the finals. And I think having better finals, just like the previous games, I think it was the last couple years they changed it. Go back to the old ways. Go back to you only could play 2 games, and you have to win 7 games in a row. You have to win 7 games in a row to win the playoffs. It gives everyone a chance. Now, if you lose those 2 games, you have to wait till next time. That's how the way it goes. But this year's and last year's playoffs, I had to really gripe about last year's playoffs, or when they changed them. I thought it was a good idea in the beginning. Like, I really thought, like, oh, we actually have a chance. Everybody has a chance to win something. It's the complete opposite. No one has to actually have a chance to actually win something at all. you don't have a chance at all to actually win something. And I'm gonna go. I can go on and on about this, like just on and on. But let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. Yeah, so let's move on to the next one. So people might hate this one, and people might like this one. It really depends on the person and how they feel about it. So, no last gen version. Yes. No last gen version of the game. Now, me personally, I would like to see no last gen version, but personally for me, I am playing on the next gen console. I'm playing on the Series X. And I know a lot of people can't get the Series X or PS5 currently. I know it's really tough to get the new consoles. And a lot of people can't afford the new consoles. If they actually get a chance to actually buy one, they can't really afford them. So this is really up in the air with some people. Me personally, having no last gen version and then focusing on the next gen version will probably make the game better. They can really focus on improving the Frostbite engine, which is like the first year of actually having an NHL game. And it's pretty rocky. It's pretty awful currently, but I believe they can actually improve on it. And this is their first year actually having the Frostbite engine in an NHL game. This is the first year ever, and they only had like 2 people working on it. It feels like they only had like 2 people working on the Frostbite engine for NHL 22. But anyways. Yeah, so no next-gen version. So, I mean, no PS4 version and no Xbox One version. I know this is probably too early to say this because, obviously, the shortage of consoles out there for the next-gen, and people can't really afford them right now due to a lot of things happening in the world. But I think it would be good for NHL. I think it would be good for everything. I think it would be good for making the game better, everything like that. So they're not focusing on 2 different versions. They're only focusing on one version, and they're not charging for both versions. That's another gripe that I actually have about EA in general. But that's not a video to discuss that. But anyways, yeah. So no last gen version. I think it's, some people may agree and some people may disagree. It's really up to you. And if you disagree, that is fine. If you agree, that is fine too. But anyways, let's move on to the next thing on the wish list. So the next thing that I want to talk about, or I would like to see in NHL 23, is story mode for Be a Pro. Now, I've been asking this for years. And I came up with multiple ways to put it into the game and to actually have it integrated with Be a Pro or not have it integrated with Be a Pro. You will have that option when you if they actually put in the game and they actually put this option in, it'll be pretty awesome because you can actually maybe you can have the option to you start the story mode. Like you start the story mode with some generic player like they do in 2K. Like you have a generic player and you start off from there and stuff like that. And that generic player, you could play through the story. Maybe they show like a year of hockey, or they do like the story mode in like the juniors league or something like that in the OHL or the European League or the Quebec Major Junior League. And maybe you could follow somebody in that league up to the NHL draft, like for a year. You could do type of like mini stories and games like that and stuff like that. And you just play like kind of like Formula 120, like the new Formula 1 game where they'd have like the story mode where you play a character and it's completely separate from like my career or my team. Like it's completely separate from that. And actually having that was actually a lot of fun to play. I actually had a lot of fun playing that. And since EA has bought that company, and that company made a great story mode that's separate from like my career and my team, I think it'd be great to actually have them maybe make like a story mode for Be a Pro or for NHL. It could be for NHL, like just separate from Be a Pro, or it could be integrated into Be a Pro. Like once you're done the story, if you want to continue with this character, the game will let you import it into Be a Pro. You can actually continue that guy's career throughout the game. Like throughout his career, you can actually continue it until retirement. Or you can create your own Be a Pro and start from scratch like you normally do. Or you can just play the story mode, but if you want to start from scratch, like I want to start from scratch, the game lets you start from scratch and everything like that. I think there's a lot of things they can do with story mode in NHL 23. And then having the new studio, obviously they make racing games, and I see that they make racing games and everything like that, but maybe take some assets or some ideas from their story mode, how they implemented it, how they put it into the game themselves. It was actually a really good, solid story mode. It was actually really good. And I cannot wait for next year and see what they do next year for Formula 1, for like the story mode and stuff like that. But for NHL, I think it would be a great addition. I think it would be a lot of fun. It'd be another one of those game modes where you just jump on, play, earn achievements or earn trophies, and then move on. That type of thing. But I think it'd be a great thing, great addition to NHL 23. All right, coming to the next one is more customization. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the video, but more customizations, like maybe push the limits with like having custom Stanley Cup celebrations. Like maybe you have like some presets of animations that you can actually do your team when you're doing like GM mode or franchise mode or something like that, where you control the team and stuff like that, and you can customize the team and everything like that. Maybe you can customize the Stanley Cup celebration. Maybe you can mix it up. Maybe you make somebody fall, like somebody did years ago on the ice. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't want a hitman coming after me. Maybe you can make somebody trip over the carpet with the Stanley Cup, or you can drop the Stanley Cup, or something like that. Like some custom like celebration, not standard, that we've been having for the last couple of years. I feel like they really haven't changed the Stanley Cup celebrations at all. They haven't really made big improvements in the Stanley Cup celebrations. So maybe having better Stanley Cup celebrations, or having more customizations when it comes down to GM mode or something like that, right? Having more customizations is welcome in this game. And I think a lot of people would love more customizations when it comes down to GM mode. And when you actually customize your own team and start from scratch and not actually control NHL team, maybe you could build your own NHL team and you have like full customization of that team. And that really goes into what we said earlier with the custom team logos. Maybe you can import your own custom team logo and do it that way and make your own NHL team and build it from the ground up. I think it'll be actually a lot of fun. It'll be a really good addition to the game, having more customizations, like I said, with the Stanley Cup celebration in GM mode and stuff like that. So, all right, the next thing that we're going to talk about with my NHL 23 wish list is full goalie customization. Now, this really falls into part to more customization and custom team logos and all that stuff, and it's just customization in general when it comes down to NHL 23. But when we're talking about full goalie customization, I mean, talking about everything. Custom goalie masks, like even if they have like a preset of images and stuff like that for like when you would have like when you create a custom team and stuff, like you unlock like different like custom logos and all that stuff. Imagine that, but for the goalie helmet, or for the helmet in general, where you can actually customize your goalie helmet and really make it personal to you and stuff like that. Like every other game has this type of customization when it comes down to it. Like you could fully customize pretty much anything in some of these games. And I think NHL 23 really needs that for Be a Goalie, because goalies really love expressing their personality and stuff like that on their goalie helmets. Like, every goalie is different. Every goalie is an absolute animal when it comes down to it, in my opinion. If you have somebody willing to stand in front of the puck that's getting shot at them, and they like it, the goalie is absolutely insane. And being goalie is a different type of beast when it comes down to real life hockey. But when it comes down to NHL 23, I feel like the goalies need more customization when it comes down to it, because it makes it a little bit more personalized for the player that's actually playing it and everybody like that. So I think it's really important to have this type of customization when it comes down to NHL 23. You guys can let me know in the comments below if you guys would love to have like full customization when it comes down to the goalie and the helmet and everything like that. I think that would be actually a pretty cool idea to actually have in NHL 23. Next thing is, this one is pretty big, and I think this one is actually a really good idea to add to NHL 23. They're going to have this in NHL 22. I don't know when they're going to add it, but the women's league, or in NHL 22, they're going to add the women's World Juniors, or the women's league in the IHF tournament type of style, but they're going to add like the women's teams, or like the women's in general when it comes down to it. I would love to see that in NHL Be a Pro, maybe. I know this is kind of a stretch when it comes down to Be a Pro and everything like that, but to have that type of customization, like, we can select a female for Be a Pro, and we could join the NHL as a female, and we could play as a female in the NHL. Why can't we have the women's league in NHL 23? When you select a female, you have that option where you can actually go into the females league and actually play as a female in the females league and actually experience it through that. I know there's not a lot of press or a lot of money in the women's league when it comes down to hockey in general, and they foreshadow all the women's leagues pretty much when it comes down to hockey in general, and a lot of people don't agree with having women in hockey and stuff like that. I am completely on the opposite. If you want to play hockey and you're a female, that's great. You should be able to play in the league that is made for you, or if you want to play in the men's league, go right ahead. It really doesn't matter to me. If you want to play hockey, no matter where you should, no matter what league you should play in, you should be accepted. You should be able to play wherever you want to play. And I think having the women's league in NHL 23 would be a great step for that, and build that foundation, get people recognized, or get people to recognize that there is a women's league, and women's play the exact same hockey as men do, and everything like that, and actually have it out there, because the NHL game is big. It's big around Canada, it's big in Europe, and all that stuff, and it'd be a great outlet for women's leagues and women's hockey in general. I think it'll be a great promotion for women's league, and I think it'll be a lot of fun to experience that in Be a Pro or in NHL 23 in general. Just to have a women's league where you can jump in and play, that would be great to actually have in NHL 23. Now we're going to jump into a little bit more Be a Pro stuff, and talk about a little bit more about that. And that this one is play a full year season in Europe, or the CHL, the OHL, and stuff like that. When I talk about the CHL, I'm talking about the Canadian Hockey League. I'm not talking about the Championship Hockey League. I'm talking about the Canadian Hockey League, which falls under, OHL falls under that, and the Quebec Major Juniors also follow under the Canadian Hockey League banner, I believe. But when I say CHL, I'm talking about Canadian Hockey League, just for everyone to to everyone that knows. But yeah, to play a full year in Europe. Ever since they announced you can actually play in Europe, personally, I think a lot of people, personally for me and a lot of people probably got excited when they first announced this, like, hey, yeah, we're playing, you could play in the European League and all that stuff, and they didn't really give us any more info on that. And we were really hoping, like, I was actually planning on building an entire series around the European League and actually playing like a full year in Europe and see where we actually end up after that year and when we get drafted to the NHL and stuff like that. I was actually planning on making a whole entire series around it. But when NHL came out, the year that they actually had the European League, and we actually had a chance to play the European League, we were really, really disappointed. As a community, I was really disappointed. That really brought my mood down throughout the entire game, throughout the entire year, quite a lot. Because I was really looking forward to actually playing like a full year in Europe. I would be happy. I would have been, like, if it was just a full year, I would have been happy with that. Like, I would have been happy with that. But EA decided, no, we're just going to throw in just this tournament, and that's it. And we're going to get rid of the OHL or the CHL entirely, and you only can play a tournament in that. Which is mind-boggling to me, because they took out a feature that's been in the NHL game for a while, where you can actually play in the OHL. And when you play in the OHL, you can actually select your age. You can actually play as like a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, and you can work your way up throughout the years until you get drafted into the NHL. You can really build your Be a Pro character from pretty much a teenage age into an adult, which was huge. I really liked that aspect of Be a Pro when I was playing it before I was doing YouTube and everything like that. I loved that. I loved actually going through and actually making it realistically as possible, starting at the age of 16 and working my way up to the NHL. I had a lot of fun doing that, and I hated that they actually took that out. It really pissed me off that they took that out of the game, and I want them to bring it back. I want them to bring it back, not maybe in its full entirety, like you start off at age 16 and you work your way up. Maybe a year, or maybe a year or 2 years they add to actually play in Europe. And actually, if you actually want to play in Europe, you have that option to play in Europe for a year, or you have that option to play in the OHL for a year, or the Quebec Major Juniors, or you can skip right to the NHL. Give us a year or two when it comes down to that option. Not have us to play like a tournament. We don't want to play a tournament. We want to play a full year in Europe on our favorite European teams or our favorite OHL teams. We want to play a full year on them. Or maybe, like, also just give us the option, like, give us that option too, like the 1 to 2 years, but also give that option where if we want to play just a tournament, we can select just to play the tournament. And give us that options. Give us those options when it comes down to what we want to do with our Be a Pro. If we want to play a full year in Europe, or we want to play a full year in the European League, or we want to play a full year in the OHL and the CHL and stuff like that, and the Quebec Major Juniors. Give us that option where you can play a full year, or we could just play the tournament if we want to. Just give us that option. That's all we're asking. Now, the next one is sponsorship deals in Be a Pro. Now, when I'm talking about sponsorship deals in Be a Pro, maybe when you get drafted, if you get drafted first overall, second overall, third overall, wherever you get drafted, maybe a hockey equipment company reaches out to you, such as Warrior, Bauer, CCM, True Hockey. Maybe these companies reach out to you and say, like, hey, we would like to sponsor you, but you have to wear our equipment. We'll pay you $200,000 a month, whatever it is, and you have to wear our newest gear, or you have to wear our newest equipment and stuff like that. And then every time you play a game, you get some money. And that really falls in line to actually buy perks for Be a Pro. That falls in line to buy perks for Be a Pro. Like you go in, you can actually buy, you buy houses, you can buy cars and stuff like that and Be a Pro currently. That kind of goes in line with sponsorships. And maybe you get sponsored by CCM, or you get sponsored by Bauer or True or Warrior to actually wear their equipment. I think it'd be a pretty cool idea to actually have that type of thing in Be a Pro, where you can actually sign sponsorship deals with these companies and actually earn a little bit of XP or money when you do. Now this really comes down to the YouTuber part that I would like to see, and maybe you guys would like to see too. Maybe you guys can make like little montages with this option, or you can make TikToks. Is cinematic replays or theater mode. Have a more, like, this kind of relies into like replay, like you can go back and replay, but maybe have like a cinematic replays where you can go back and select, like, oh, I got this goal in the first period at 10 minutes in. You can go back and select that option, and you can actually review, or you can rewatch the cinematic replay that you get. And you can get that little slow motion, that little pan around the net and everything like that that EA shows you when you do get a goal. Gives that option where we can actually go back and actually watch that. So type of like theater mode type of thing, but like more robust. It's a more robust like replay mode in that instance. Or maybe have the option where we can actually save those replays, like save those goals, put them away somewhere, and we could watch them at the end of the year. Like we could put it, like you could put it together at the end of the year and make a pretty cool video or pretty cool montage for like TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something like that. I think that'd be a really cool idea. I think that's really great for content creators here on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook, wherever you make content. If you do make content, I think it'll be a good option for everyone to actually have that option where you can actually go back and watch your cinematic replays and put them together into a video. I think it'll be pretty awesome. And yeah, I think that would be a really cool idea for anybody, and all that stuff. And I think it would be pretty cool. Alright guys, another thing that I want to talk about, or another thing that is on my wish list and everything like that, is arena customizations like MLB The Show. So in MLB The Show, the newest one, because I've played it because I have an Xbox and it's finally on Xbox. I haven't played it in a while. I stopped playing it. Yeah, like MLB The Show, where you can actually fully customize your baseball arena. Like you could fully customize it. Why can't we have that? Why we can't have that in NHL, where we can fully customize our arena? Like maybe we can have that cannon. Every time our team scores a goal, a cannon goes off, or like fireworks go off in a certain area, and like more customization when it comes down to arena customization for like franchise mode and like custom teams and stuff like that. Since they're gonna have custom rosters. You can have custom rosters now, so maybe you can like build a special arena for. So you get special arena for like your favorite team that is not actually in the NHL or in NHL in general. Maybe you want to build your own AAA like junior team that you're a part of in real life. Maybe you put your friends in. You can customize the stadium and everything like that. Add fireworks and everything like that. Or you can make it like your home arena. You can make it fully like your home arena. I think it'd be a pretty cool addition to like the customization when it comes down to the game. Now this is a pretty big one, I gotta say. Pretty big thing, which I don't think EA will do. Personally, I don't think EA will do this. But make it cross-platform. Yes, make the game cross-platform, where Xbox players can play with PlayStation players. Open it up to everyone, pretty much. No matter what console you play on, you should be able to play with everybody. A lot of games do this now. Like, literally almost every single online multiplayer game that I know does cross-platform. Call of Duty does it very, very well. Even though that Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard, and the newest Call of Duties may not be on PlayStation in the future. But have it cross-platform where PlayStation players can play with Xbox players. Or have the option where PS4 players can play with PS5 players, and the Xbox One players can play with the Xbox Series X and Series S players. Have no barrier between that. We'll be happy with that. If we can play with last-gen players, with next-gen players, that would be great. That would be great. Why will we pay for two versions of the game that is the exact same, that is no difference between the two different versions, unless we get a little bit better performance with the Series X and PS5 edition? We get a little bit better performance, a little bit better graphics, a little bit sharper, in my opinion. Everyone has a different opinion when it comes down to that. But in my opinion, I think it looks a lot sharper and a lot cleaner when it comes down to the next-gen console. Why can't we play with last-gen players? And why can't we play with PS4 or PS5 players? Why can't we have just a united, just huge hockey community from both platforms? Just make every hockey community together. That's all we want. That's all we want, is to have cross-platform, even cross-gen. We'll be happy with. I think we'd be more happy with cross-gen than cross-platform, personally. But yeah, it's just have it where we could play. Xbox Series X players can play with Xbox One players, and PS4 players can play with PS5 players, or make it PlayStation players can play with Xbox players. Make it that way too. I think either way we'll be happy. And don't charge double for the exact same game. How about that, EA? Don't charge double for the exact same game. Because my friends are on Xbox One, I had to buy both versions of the game just to play with my friends. I don't want to do that this year. I don't want to spend another $130 on this game where I can just, where it's easy for other companies. It's easy for non-AAA developers. Like, I'm talking about, like, low-budget developers. That's what I'm talking about. Like, low-budget developers. They don't have a lot of money to develop their game. EA, Electronic Arts, has a lot of money to make these games. Make it able to cross-platform or cross-gen. Make it possible. Because I know they can. Like, other game companies are doing it. So why can't Electronic Arts or EA Sports do it? Because they want to charge you more money for the exact same game. If you want to play with your friends on last gen, if you want to play with your friends on next gen, you gotta spend the extra money to do so. It is absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. Absolutely ridiculous. But let's move on. Let's move on to the next one, because I don't want to go into a full-on rant here. So let's move on to the next one. All-Star Weekend for NHL 23 for Be a Pro. I think it would be absolutely huge. I think it would be awesome to have an All-Star Weekend type of thing. I mentioned this in my last wish list, I believe, and my previous one, and my previous one before that. I think I mentioned it in all of them. I think they've been in all of it, all my wish lists. And that's All-Star Weekends. Have an All-Star Weekend put in where we can try out the shooting challenge, or try out the fast skater, or try out the shootout challenge if you're a goalie. Have this ability to put it in where you can earn some stuff, like maybe earn some XP towards your pro, or if you complete the All-Star Weekend and the All-Star Game, you get this trait. Perfect. It flows right into the traits now that we have now in the game. it flows perfectly into the traits. To actually have that ability, or to actually play the All-Star Weekend and be a pro, absolutely huge. And I think a lot of people would love that addition to the game and actually have a lot of fun with it and all that stuff. So I think it would be absolutely huge for be a pro. All right, the next two are going to be for EASHL. The first one is a pro ranked league. So a pro ranked league. So when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about just jump in to a pro league where there's no bull crap. There's no bull crap. It really comes down to your skill and how you actually play the game. Now, we know there's EA tilts in this game. We know that there's tilt in the game. We know once you get to a certain point, or if you get too many goals, or something happens in the game, you definitely get tilt. Because I felt tilt in the game, my friends felt tilt in the game. I've seen many people complain about this in the game also. Like, I'll give you guys an example before I go into like full explanation why I want a pro rank league in NHL 23 or EASHL in general. So this game, we play game 1, we jump into a game, everything's fine, we're skating fine, we're skating pretty much normal speed that we normally skate at. We're scoring goals normally, they're scoring goals normally, we're going back and forth on goals. It's a really good game. We end up winning that game. Then we jump into the next one. Then all of a sudden, our players are super slow. We can't poke check the other team. We can't hit the other team. But the other team is skating fast. They can poke check us without tripping. They can hit us without getting a penalty. But as soon as we touch them, just faintly nudge, just a friendly nudge, it's a penalty on our part. We pull out our stick to poke check them. First time, trip them. This happens through the entire game. We're like, okay, we'll jump into the next one. We'll play the next game. We'll absolutely dominate the other team. Like, we'll skate fast. Our poke checks are working. Our hits are working. And the other team, their poke checks are not working. Their hits are not working. We're scoring goals nonstop, and they can't score one. There's tilt in the game. There is tilt in the game. What I'm talking about with a pro league is have no bull crap. Literally no bull crap. It really comes down to your skill and your skill only. Have a rank. Like, have an actual rank. Like, maybe, like, have a rank, not like the current rank right now. Not like the current rank right now. But maybe have, like, maybe actually have, like, a pro ranked. I don't know if you guys play Halo, or let's put Call of Duty in this to example. Let's put Call of Duty into this. You know, you guys earn a rank when you earn XP, right? You earn a rank, you go up to, like, Major, General, and that stuff. Have that kind of in the Pro League, where you actually have to earn a rank, and you play against people that are actually that rank, or a little bit close, or a little bit further away. Because some people are, like, you kind of get the exact rank, you can play against people with the exact rank, but sometimes you can't. But have the option, or have the ability where you are, let's just say this, level 3 platinum player. You're a level 3 platinum player. You're playing against level 3s or level 2 platinum players. Like, and then you play against them and you win, you rank up, blah blah blah. You only get to face against platinum people and have no tilt. Have it very hard to score on the goalie. No matter what option or what trait people have in EASHL, have it very hard to score in the goalie. Very, very hard. Because maybe some games will just end to 1-0 or 2-1 or 2-2, 2-3, something like that. The games will end like that. Like real life hockey, Make it like real life hockey. Make it as hard as possible to score on the goal, where you actually need to set up and you need to talk to your teammates and you need to really come up with a game plan to actually score on the goalie. Have that ability in Pro League. Have the ability in Pro League where it's very hard to score, very hard to win. It'll be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people have a lot more fun with it because it is a challenge, it is a competition. It brings out the competitive drive in people. Because back in the day when I played Halo 3, if I wasn't facing 50s, which was like the highest rank in Halo, I wasn't having fun with the game. Like, I wasn't having fun playing against lower skilled players because I can absolutely destroy them. If I was playing against higher ranked guys and I needed to keep up with them and everything like that, I had a lot more fun. And I beat them, and sometimes I lost, sometimes I win. It just happens. So have that ability in like EA SHL, have it like a Pro League type of thing. Like, have it Pro League type of thing. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And that rolls into the next one that we're going to talk about. The next thing that we're going to talk about is a social league. Now, kind of like Team Deathmatch in Call of Duty. I'm going to use Call of Duty as an example here. Because in Team Deathmatch in Call of Duty, you just jump in, just randomly play some people, have fun. That's it. Have it social league like that, where you just jump in. You have it separate from your pro ranked. Like, you have it separate from your pro rank. The only way you can downgrade or upgrade your pro rank if you actually play in the pro league or pro rank. If you jump into like a social league, you're just there to have fun. That's it. That's all you get to have, is have fun. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. You can have like a social like win-loss thing. You can have that for your team, but it doesn't really matter. But when it comes down to actually earning something and actually having fun or having more competitive game, that's the pro league. That's the pro ranked for. I think it would be a good option to have. Just have like a social EASHL thing, and maybe you can have a social EAHL playoffs, and maybe you can have the new format that the playoffs are now in the social league. And the pro rank league, maybe you can have the option where I said it before, where you only have 2 games available and you got to win all 7 in a row. If you lose one, you got to start all over again. And if you lose both games, you're out of the playoffs. Have that option in pro rank. And I think a lot of people will have a lot more fun with the game. A lot of people will have a lot more fun with EASHL. And with the problems with it now, is connection issues and all that stuff. A lot of people have connection issues with EASHL and stuff like that. Fix that also. Fix all the problems with EASHL in 1 year. But I'm not saying this. They need to be this. I'm not saying like they're gonna put this in NHL 23 this year. I'm just saying like this would be a good idea for NHL 23. Maybe put it in NHL 24 or 25. Put in something. Putting like have it test. Like have a test in the next 2-year NHL game, maybe NHL 24. Have a test with the Pro League and the Social League. Have a test and see how people enjoy it. If people really enjoy it, then fully put it into the game of NHL 25. You know what I mean here? Like just test the waters with a ranked league and with the social league. And I think a lot of people will enjoy it. Alright guys, we're fully coming up to the end of my wish list here. We only have 2 more items on the wish list. And if you guys have your wish list and you guys want to get your wish list in the part 2, make sure you guys put it in the comments below. Make sure you guys put 2 to 3 things do you want to see in NHL 23. I'll pick the top 3. I'll pick the 3 out of your list. Like I'll pick one out of the 3 that you have in your list. and I'll put it in the video, and obviously you'll be credited for that idea, obviously, in the video as well. So if you have your wish list, put it in the comments below. I'll probably make a part 1. I'll probably make a part 2. I'll probably make a part 3 for you guys, for your wish lists, everything like that. So once again, put your wish lists in the comments down below, and yeah, let's get on with the next one. All right, guys, the next one I want to talk about is full contract negotiations when it comes down to be a pro. Have after you're done the rookie contract, after you're done, because you can't really negotiate the rookie contract, you just have to sign it and play. But after the 3 years, after your rookie contract is up, maybe give us the ability to ask, like, oh, we want this many years and we want this much money. Give us this ability to actually fully negotiate our contracts. And or maybe you can ask our agent, or maybe our agent asks us before the contract ends, or before the rookie contract ends, is like, hey, what do you want what do you want to do? Do you want to re-sign with the current team, or do you want to try to go to a different team? Maybe I can look out for you and ask around and stuff like that. And then when the contract comes in hand, maybe you could say, like, hey, I want to re-sign for 3 years for this much money, or I want to sign for 8 years, this much money per year. Just give us that ability to fully negotiate our contracts with Be a Pro. Because I believe how it is right now is once your contract ends, 2 teams will pop up, or 3 teams. Here's the amount of money we'll offer you. Here's the amount of years. Take it or leave it. Like, that's pretty much it. Just take it or leave it. I would love to see something different with that. I'd love to see more control over that. And maybe you can do like a counter offer. Like, hey, no, I want this many years for this much money, and I don't want to be sent down to the AHL or something like that. I don't want to be sent down. Maybe put that in your contract. Maybe put multiple things in your contract saying, like, hey, or maybe it's like, hey, I want to be the captain for the team, and I want this many years and this much money. Maybe put that in your contract. Stuff like that. Just like full customization, like full contract negotiation. Maybe you can have with your agent, or you can have with the team's GM or owner at the time. I think it would be a pretty cool addition to Be a Pro. All right, guys. The last thing we're going to talk about for my wish list for NHL 23. By the way, if you guys are this far into the video and you guys are enjoying it, make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't already, and make sure you guys get your wish list in the comments down below and everything like that. So we're going to be talking about NHL 23 in the next couple of months. I believe in March we're going to really start talking about NHL 23. So we're just going to talk about some stuff that should be in the game, some rumors and some leaks and all that stuff. We're going to talk about all that stuff around March. So make sure you guys get your wish list in. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, there'll be a link in the description. If you guys are on mobile, if you guys are on desktop, there'll be a little join button right beside the subscribe button. It's 99 cents a month, but I also offer, I believe, $1.99 and $2.99 options, as well as if you want to support the channel a little bit more, you guys can do so and all that stuff. But anyways, let's get into the last one. The last one is Outdoor Playground in EASHL and NBA 2K. Kind of like NBA 2K. You know, NBA 2K has the playground where they have multiple courts and you can just walk around. You could jump into a court and jump into a quick game. Let's have that in NHL where we can just skate around or even just walk around and then sit on the bench and have a player put on his skates, get his gloves, get his stick, and just play outdoors. Just play outdoors. Maybe have multiple like outdoor arenas, like outdoor rinks. Maybe have it like a full setup like we do here in Canada, where we're literally just on a pond and we literally just shovel the snow around in a circle in a shape of hockey ice, like in the shape of a hockey hockey arena and just play. Have that option in NHL 23. Have like for EASHL where you can just jump in and you can just walk around. You can talk to people. You can play with people right away. Like, you don't have to wait. I think it'd be a great addition to EASHL. I think it'd be a lot of fun because I see in NBA 2K, just people just jump in and start playing. That's great. We should have that in NHL 23. We should have that in every single NHL game for now on. I think it'd be a great addition. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of problems for EA to have, and it'd be a lot of fun to see how they actually handle those. Everything like that. But yeah, so that is the end of my wish list. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys maybe agree with some of the things on my wish list. Maybe there's some things on my wish list that are the exact same on your wish list. Yeah, but anyways, this is a very long video. This took a long time to make. Hopefully you guys do enjoy it. Like I said earlier, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like the video. I really do appreciate it. If you can, yeah, if you want to become a member, show the support the channel a little bit more, you guys can do. You guys can do that. I'm not really, I don't really push you guys to sign up my membership and everything like that. I'm not really the type of guy to do that. But if you guys want to support the channel, you guys can. The option is there. All that stuff. But if you guys want to subscribe, and just like the video and just comment down below, that helps a lot also. The more you comment, the more it gets recommended in YouTube's algorithm, because it shows that it shows it to YouTube, and YouTube is like, oh, people like this video, or people are really engaging in this video. Let's recommend this video to more people. So if you guys can do that, that'll be awesome. My name is Justin, or Prez. You guys can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and my TikTok, and my Discord is down in there in the description down below. You can jump onto my Discord. There's a room there where you can actually put in your NHL 23 wish list there also. If you don't want to put it in the YouTube comments, you can head over to my Discord and do that also. But anyways, my name is Justin or Prez. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Yeah, rolling up to the frat house and we about to rock it. Get them ladies on the dance floor, about to drop it. Once the music starts, we ain't never gonna stop it. Listen real close, man, all you hear is gossip.